Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video back here on the channel. This is gonna be a pre-recorded video because you guys seen how bad I was whenever I was on live, so I figured it'd be easier to just record my gameplay and then talk over it, and I can just sit here and like go through all my points without having to like look at my paper and everything. So just a lot easier this way. We're on, I think it's like just a stock track in the game because they didn't come out with the new Supercross track for round 2 yet, and all the stock tracks are kind of bad, and I don't know, I'm not really too fond. I think I kind of got spoiled with that last one, but yeah. So we went to this one, and so yeah, I guess we'll just jump right into it. So looking at the 250s, the things that stuck out to me were Jet Lawrence. Man, Jet Lawrence was all business. He was essentially Christian Craig last week, but this week, he came out. I think he was top qualifier. I know he won his heat race, and he came out and just dominated the main. So I said it last video, I'll say it again. If Jet Lawrence can stay healthy, I think he has a legitimate shot at pulling off one of the biggest I should say upset, because Jet's a good rider. He's just so young. So that'd be so cool. I'm rooting for him. Plus, HRC Honda just came out, that new 250 team, so that would be kind of a gut shot to Geico, but so good for them. But then we'll go over to Christian Craig, who was, he kind of had a mediocre day. It's kind of the old Christian Craig we've seen in a way. He came out, I think he won his heat race, and either that or he took second. And then he came out and he was doing good. He got himself into a nice spot, second place, and then there at the end he just gave it up to Cool Nichols. And Cool Nichols is kind of getting overlooked too. Cool had the points lead 2 seasons ago, I think, and then something happens. I think he crashed out or something, or I forget what happened. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, if Jet Lawrence and Faulkner can stay healthy, I think those two are going to be your front runners. However, those two, well, Jet doesn't have much of a history, but Faulkner has a long history of not completing seasons. So, yeah. And then moving on to Faulkner, that first race, he took a second, and I was like, man, Faulkner's going with a nice, clean approach here. And then he started to get pushy. You saw last night in the main, him and I think RJ Hampshire they took them both out. And that's like the old Faulkner we're seeing, he's fun and entertaining to watch, but he's just getting impatient in the second round. I don't know. That's just my take. You just can't get that pushy that early on in the season. So, I don't know. We'll see where it goes from here, I guess. But then moving on to the 450s, the thing that everyone's talking about and stuck out, Justin Bam Bam Barsha. Not where you saw him in the first round, he just kind of back to that old Bam Bam, He comes out swinging the first round, and then he just completely blows it the second round. So I know you can tell he was extremely frustrated, after the race, he was sitting there, and you could see him, he was like banging his hand off the ground and everything. So, I mean, you could tell he definitely wasn't happy. I don't even know what place he took. I want to say like 11th or something. I forget what he took. But anyway, moving on then, Tomac, moving on to Tomac. Tomac won, but it wasn't that same fire we've seen from Tomac in years past. You know what I mean? Like, Tomac comes out in dominating fashion and wins. He had Zach Osborne up his rear the entire race, and he kind of fell into that number 1 spot. He just got lucky. I mean, I'm not saying, he was in the right place at the right time, and that's what you got to do in Supercross. But like, Chase Sexton came out absolutely swinging, and then he crashed out, and then I think it was Marvin Muscan in the lead, and then he crashed out, and then I think Tomac won in the lead after that. Either that or somebody else crashed out then, and then he took the lead and stuck with it. And then Zach Osborne was charging at the end, and then kind of ran out of gas. So I wouldn't pick him yet. I won't pick him, I won't say he's out of contention, but I definitely won't just go ahead like I would in years past and say this race is going to Tomac because of how dominant he was. And then that takes me to Sexton and Ferrandis, your 2 rookies. Sexton came out blazing. I mean, absolutely on rails and he's getting trained by arguably the best rider in Supercross history. Sorry, Jeremy McGrath. Like, I mean, the dude is just straight OG. James Stewart. So I mean, if Sexton, I mean, now I think I read a thing where he's out now, but if he could have kept it on two wheels, you know, I look for him to be one of the top favorites going into next year, if not the top favorite. And then you got Ferrandis, who was just kind of like, not how you would see Ferrandis, you know, he's not pushing the issue, he's just kind of riding, and he's got himself second in points. So, and I believe he got a second that race. So he's just, you know, he's coming out and just kind of doing his thing. And it's, I mean, I don't know, I have him labeled as a dark horse because you don't hear much about him, but he's there. Then you got Roczen. Roczen came out swinging. I mean, what was he? I think he was like 11th or something, and he was just passing everybody or something like that. I don't know what place he was, but he was buried in the pack. He came out swinging, dug his way up there, and then just kind of stopped. And then later on in the race, Cooper Webb passed him, and Webb kind of looked like he was getting that fire back this race. That brings me to him, and then like kind of my last point. He's, I don't know, you know, whenever Roczen passed him, it looked like it lit a fire in him. Then he came back and he passed Roczen. So, yeah, I'm a Roczen fan, don't get me wrong. Cooper Webb, I don't know, I'm not really... Cooper kind of upset me, 2 seasons ago, whenever he did that look back and everything at Roczen. It was just, I don't know, to me he was just kind of being a douche towards Roczen, and that kind of upset me. But Webb did look like that old Webb, you know, so we'll see for round 3 what he brings to the table. But moving on to my picks, so for 250s, I'm gonna pick Jet Lawrence to win the race. If he, you know, given nothing happens before the race, I'm picking him. I'm gonna pick Nichols for second, Craig for third, and then I'm gonna pick Faulkner out of my top 5 because, like I said, man, Faulkner just, I don't know, something always happens with Faulkner. There's always something, and I feel bad for him because he's just has a history of awful luck. But yeah, moving into the 450s, I'm gonna pick Ken for first. Now, I'm making a bold statement, even though I don't want to do this. I'm going to pick Cooper Webb for first, Ken Roczen second, and then Tomac third. That's my top 3. And then, yeah, the top 5 are just so hard. You know, it's just, any pick isn't a bad pick because they're just, it's so even. The class is just so stacked this year. It's just unbelievable. But so yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap up the video. I guess we'll come back with another one for round 3 and see how we did. And with that, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you liked the video, make sure you drop a like. With that, see you guys in the next one. Peace.